thanks to RenegadeTruck.net. And we're lucky enough, we're still hanging out with Archangels, having their special show. And we don't always get these in the city, but when you do, you act right away. It's this Thursday.
That's right.
And the gang will all be there. Well, the Archangels, of course. I mean, that gang, I meant us here on the show. And and Charlie, I'm actually excited. Marcus was telling me you just got back into town, and he said you were in L.A., and immediately... I'll be honest with you, because I said, oh, what were you doing there? In my brain, I was like, oh, I bet he played the Willie. But I don't want to say, oh, did you play Willie? And then you go, no, I'm the one person left out of it, because I was looking at pictures. That was an insane lineup.
And there were still people left out that you would have thought would have been there that weren't. I mean,
yeah. Oh, well, you can't fit everyone who has some attachment to Willie.
They tried.
But it was effing packed with talent and legends, and
I heard there were like 4 tickets for the general public out of that.
I made the mistake of saying, well, I won't go through back channels. I'll just get on early the first day, and I'll grab a ticket. Huge Willie fan. I was like, I really want to go to this one. And so I didn't even do the line. It's like, I'm not going to call friends. I'll just grab a ticket. I'll be fine.
We went to the ticket thing last time. Yeah, it can be.
Dude,
great.
I went. Yeah. I was there instantly, and they're like, no, all tickets gone. And and then I started trying to make the back channel calls afterwards. They're like, why didn't you hit me up 2 weeks ago? I could have helped you out, but there's nothing now. I watched from afar and cried a little bit, but you got to be part of the Big Willie celebration.
I got to play with my dear friend Edie Brickell, who's from
Dallas area,
Oak Cliff,
yeah,
Oak Cliff, Texas,
and has a long story about Texas and Texas music and all those things.
Yeah.
And you get out there, and they were it was just literally 100 musicians all thrown together, and the shows were insane, like 4 hours.
This is literally 4 hours long. Yeah. And it was, and going backwards on the first night that we played, Stephen Stills and Neil Young played together, which was very special. And then also played with Willie, and that was cool. And Bob Weir was there, and
the Grateful Dead.
Chris Christopherson showed up.
Wow, really?
Snoop Dogg was there? Is that true?
Snoop was there that night. Yeah, he went up and
Well, he's everywhere.
Oh yeah, he's like rolling me up and spoke me when I go.
Yeah,
he's like Willie. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a blast.
Snoop was there. My friend Ethan Hawke was there as an MC. He was one of the MCs, which was good because he loves Willie.
Yeah.
And it was it was just like the roster was insane. And then last night, I didn't go to the show last night because I was like, we weren't playing, and I could have gone. I thought, you know what? No, I'm just going to let somebody else crowds up the space and not me. And Keith showed up. Keith Richards showed up.
Oh, wow.
Which, for me, was very special because recently I got to do that Billy Joe Shaver tribute record.
Okay.
And at the top of that was Willie. And he did the song Live Forever, which is kind of very iconic. Later song for Billy Joe Shaver. And my dream, as I was putting the project together, I knew Willie was going to do that song. I wanted to pair him and Keith on that song. I thought that'd be the coolest little duet between the two of them.
Yeah.
And so I made the call, and they're like, "Oh, he's really focused on the Stones right now. He doesn't want to do anything, at the moment." I said, "Okay, fair enough." But they did that last night.
Oh, wow.
Did that feel like a little bit like...
No, I was just like, well, because it's like when you dream something, you want it to happen. And I'm never going to push that hard, like it would matter anyway.
Right.
But to see it actually happen, be watching the thing, I'm like, yep, there he is singing the verse, and it sounds cool.
It sounds just like, and I knew
that's what I knew that it was a good fit,
Did you put the bee in the bonnet on that one, you think?
No. I think, no. I didn't, I can't take, no, by no means. It was just for me, it was just, even though it didn't happen when, for the recording, just to see it happen, because I thought it suited Keith, and he's like, "You follow the same mother, you got to one another, right?" Yeah. It's like, that's what I was hearing in my head.
Yeah. That's actually a perfect Keith, too. I didn't really fully understand it, and you nailed it.
Well, actually, Keith's been singing great.
Has he?
Yeah.
I didn't mean it as a slag. I just mean he's got...
there was
part of rock and roll is that you're not supposed to understand all the lyrics.
Well,
you have to work your way through it.
I was just on the plane yesterday. I was looking for things to watch, and I rewatched the Bowie Moon Age Daydream.
Yeah,
film,
crazy, right?
Which I went and saw at the theater.
Yeah, I did too.
And there was a point in that where he's talking. He goes, coming up, it's like there's so many songs, the mystery of an artist. And it's like he goes, Fats Domino, I still don't know anything he's ever said. Which makes it more mystique, But he goes, because of the pronunciation.
Sure. That's one of the things I love about when my wife sings along to songs, and I don't even correct her. It's like a precious child. how many songs that she believes the lyrics are one thing.
He's trying to make up.
I'm not even. She's bad. She's gonna be at work right now. But I'm like, all right, those aren't the lyrics. Those aren't the lyrics at all.
There were books of misunderstood.
Right.
There's
Lyricosis, it's called. It's a disease, actually. It's called lyricosis. Yeah.
Really?
Excuse me while I kiss this guy?
There's a bathroom down the right.
Give hippies a chance.
Right.
All you're saying, give hippies a chance.
Wrapped up like a douche.
Right.
Like a douche.
Yeah, it's called
lyricosis.
lyricosis. It happens to 1 in 4 Americans, believe it or
Did you
not.
make that up?
Is that real bullshit? Is that
You didn't go all the way around. You didn't get to the T. So that's actually that is legal in radio.
Check swing.
You said bullshit.
No, we've always called
And
it
that works.
lyricosis.
it does? George Carlin. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're moving on from that. Is all we'll say.
Lyricosis, though. Yeah, that's what I always called it.
That's
We all have it. We all have it. And that's the fun.
Lyricosis.
But I was reading in Keith's. If you've probably read Keith's biography.
I didn't read the book,
Dude.
I don't.
It is like the best rock book.
No, believe me. I've been given the book. It's like, and then my son just finished the audio. My girl just finished the. I just have a thing about.
I know. You don't want to know how the sausage is made, but
No,
someone
it's not
asked
even
me
that.
about it.
I there's a lot of books to read.
I was like, I was like, someone asked me about it. I go, all I can say is that if half of that book is true, and it's like that thick, it's like the size of the Bible. It's thick. It's a lot of pages. I go, if half of it's true, it's still amazing.
Of course, it's amazing.
But he talks in there about how vocals in a rock song should be mixed down, like
that's a thing
to make you lean in.
Yeah.
Harder, and the music hits you harder.
Makes you
turn it up.
When you're mixing something, it's like the louder the vocal gets, the less it rocks. Literally,
exactly.
It gets kind of like.
How do you tell that to the lead singer of the band, though, in the studio?
Well, it depends what record. It's a genre thing too,
right?
I mean, because when it became more about singer songwriters,
sure.
Then it's like, oh, the every word's twirled over, and so you want to be able to hear it,
right?
And then and where it gets tricky is like, that sort of genre about real songwriting. It's very simple. It's an instrument and a voice. You know what I mean? Or it's a Burt Bacharach song that's real ding ding ding,
Yeah.
But when there's like someone's like, oh, I'm going to rock this track, but we're only going to turn you up really, so it's like. It's like if you remix the Led Zeppelin song and like, those drums are kind of loud, aren't they? We need to chill those out so we can really hear the vocal. And nothing gets planned. No, you want to hear the vocal, but it's Anyway, these are nerdy.
No, right.
It's not nerdy. I think that's what people enjoy. There is a big dynamic going in there when you are mixing everything, and deep down, everybody's artists, but everybody has an ego too, and you don't want to hear your part disappearing into the background, But there's something. I think that's how good bands are made or broken. Can everyone accept, like, hey, it's for the betterment of the track?
Yeah,
that we have to be mixing there.
Exactly.
And some people, I mean, have you ever seen the band at the county fair where everyone wants the last sound on stage, but they haven't worked it out yet? So there's dun, 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 woo! And everyone just trying to get the last little bit.
Eye of the Tiger?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Everyone wants the last little bit to be. They're like, oh, I think it should be a vocal. Oh, I think let's have one last boom from the bass.
That's what Tommy Shannon said about the Archangels. Where he goes, the drums are too loud on that record. I said, I think we made a really great record.
Well, no, that was the best Tommy. It was like one of the first interviews we did when the record came out, and the journalist was like, so how did y'all feel about how the record turned out? And then we're like, oh yeah, Stephen was, we're all kind of answering collectively, independently, what have you. And then Tommy was always like, he's like, I really don't like the record. And we all turned we're like, really? Like he had never mentioned it to us,
right?
And it's like, this is when you bring it up,
right here in the interview.
And he goes, yeah, the bass didn't sound good.
Hey, Craig, what happened to the drum solos in rock and roll? Who killed it? What was the last good one? What happened?
They're still there.
Are they? Are there still drummers that get theirs?
Oh, yeah, come on, yeah.
Is that to give Jagger a chance to go back and change shirts, or what?
Yeah, I did a drum solo one time.
How did that work out for you?
No, you know what? We were playing what was that beer company that we did? I was in the band Storyville, and we were playing...
Celis?
So it was Celis Brewer. We were playing on the pavilion, their big lawn, and the generator went out in a song.
Drum solo.
And I was just going... And they were. I'm playing this, and it went on for about a half an hour. And I was looking over there watching them.
When they did it, when go la 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 la.
No. I'd lay out of 1,000 tears. And I just kept looking at it going, I'm out to play something else. So I go, but wait a minute. And they're over there like scratching their head, and they're trying to get the thing going. I thought, I wonder how long this is going to be. And so it was. I don't know. It was maybe a half an hour or longer. Yeah. And I just kept playing like that. And when they got it started, and
he woke up and he was at the monkey tree.
So I was at that show.
Yeah.
And I remember the generator going out. And here's what I remember about that afternoon. Peter Sellis filling up the generator with gas with a lit cigarette in his mouth. That's rock and roll.
Keep Austin weird, baby.
That is rock and roll.
That's rock and roll.
Hey, as long as there's not a spark, everything's fine.
Right.
Yeah. When you see those guys, and they're like, hold on, carburetors, it's running a little rich. Hold on a second.
No, we didn't even have it in the contract to have pyro, but this is amazing. I was like, I remember that afternoon out there at the old brewery. Remember a lot of your shows, but the drum solo's still around, huh? And it
still happens.
Yeah,
it still happens.
Yeah.
Is it contractual or what?
I don't care for them myself.
Well, but it's like that. The famous joke about the guy that goes across it is like the drums are playing like for days. He can't sleep. You're like, oh my god! Like, no. Bad things happen if drums stop, and they're like, what? He's like, okay, fine, and like, that guy is going crazy, and eventually he's like, You got to stop the drums. No, bad. He goes, I know bad thing. He goes, what could be so bad if the drums stop?
Right.
Drum stop, bass solo.
Wait, no.
There's a good joke about that too, but it's too long to tell.
I just cut it way down.
Right. Why don't you like a drum solo, Chris?
I don't know, because it's not that kind of. To me, it's not that kind of deal. I mean, it's just how I see it. I can listen to Levon Helm play like eons, and
or Clyde.
Or Clyde Stubblefield and just play a groove, and I go, that's kind of where I live on that. The rest of I don't know.
I think in rock and roll in the arena show days when drum solos were big, it was really a necessity to give someone else in the band a break. Am I right about that? Like for the band to go.
Well, the thing is, drummers are always playing no matter what. Everybody else can take a break pretty much whenever they feel like.
Okay, this is a hilarious drum story. So I'm friends with Jim Eno, who plays with Spoon, right? Mm-hmm. And so when he was in college, getting his whatever he was studying, but he was also he played drums. He's a drummer. He's a drummer in Spoon. So one of his friends said, "Hey." He played in the big band, the big band jazz bands. Because you should come over and you should come play with the big band. We're doing a thing. He's like, okay, all right, fine. So Jim, he goes. So I went over there, and they had me sit in, and I get up and I'm playing, and I'm watching the chart. He's reading the chart. Okay, cool. He goes, and then the chart ends, and there's like nothing. So I get up and I start packing up my sticks. And the guys, what are you doing? What? It's drum solo. The drum solo, it's free form. It's not written. It's not on the page. So he was packing up like, you're my hero. Like most people are like, oh my God, here's my chance. Finally, I'm going to lay it down.
He's packing up.
No, he's packing up. And he's like, oh.
I want to ask you one more thing, Chris, because we're running low on time, but I would be remiss if we didn't ask you about the polecat while you're here, okay?
Oh, the polecat.
Yeah. Now you have...
Oh, we got a new shirt.
We have to let everybody know.
Oh, he brought the shirt today.
Chris has a precious vehicle.
He had the jacket last time.
And you have personally merchandised, this vehicle. And I got to know how it's going.
It's going pretty well. It's going pretty well. The car's directly rocking. The car's rocking, and I say it's done.
Done?
No,
done,
it's never done. It's funny you mentioned that because last week I came in here last time I was wearing that red waist
awesome jacket that you
with
got.
the embroidered patch on
it.
And so last week I went out Thursday morning and I discovered that my other car had been stolen.
What?
No, that was a good,
Yeah, and so anyway, the short story is I called AP. I'm going to put a plug in here. I called APD at 8 a.m. just by the stroke of luck. An officer showed up like 2 minutes later with my wallet in his hand. And by 9 a.m., they'd gotten my car, and I was back at my house in my car. And I went through it, and I went, what really upset me was like, that perp stole my red jacket with the polecat.
Are you kidding me?
No. And my wife, I said, I go, through all of that, I go, that's actually what really ticks me off. She goes, yeah, because you didn't get it back. I said, no, because I just go get another car, but that jacket was something that I, put together and came.
Hey, lost the jacket.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the Goodwills.
Well,
this
gone.
Oh, it's,
yeah, no, we're hitting the. We're
going to hit the
thrift
Goodwill. I'm going
stores.
to hit
Yeah, we're
all the
gonna find
Goodwill
this.
and the thrift stores today.
I'm tell you what. When I I will hit, and I will let all the thrift stores know. And when we get that jacket back, I can't wait to see how good I look in it. And I'll
You look
send
great
you a
with those
photo.
French cuffs.
We're
With those
about the
French
same
cuffs.
size.
Hey,
I'll let you know how it fits.
You know what? If you find that jacket, just go ahead and keep it.
Okay.
And you too, Bob.
All right. Did that go for the listeners? They'll find it. The listeners will find it.
Oh, that'd be great. We're doing Easter egg. Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
red Ralph Lauren.
It's a gorgeous red jacket.
He remembers. Troy's got a great memory.
And it's got your polecat
Yellow patch
logo on it.
Embroidered patch.
Yeah, like this right here. But
Cobra.
On the left side of the
Right.
chest. Yes.
How many of those shirts do you have?
I have 4 of them right now.
Yeah, we're gonna start hitting you up.
Why, you
for
want one? You want a cap?
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Of course.
We want it
it's
all.
really good. I was
change
reading
it.
an article this morning, we're going to get to it tomorrow, about how the thing that's in fashion-wise is individualized T-shirts that like nobody else has. That is and Bob's been making them, and that is the new fashion thing that kids are doing as well.
I didn't know, really.
Yeah,
Finger
you're
on the
way ahead.
I
of the
started
curve.
on this about a year ago. A friend of mine has a design group in Connecticut, and he started another little side thing called Identity Alley. He said, I'd like to do the maiden run with you. And I said, I don't want to I don't need all that. I don't monogram my socks and all. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I said, hey, wait, how about the car? He went, that's great. So that's how it took almost a year for all this to materialize.
Well, it's amazing.
Anyway, so.
Great.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. It's fun.
We're going to see you guys Thursday night. The rest of the city, if they're lucky enough, the lucky folks in the city will get to see you as well. Archangels, and thank you so much for stopping in. Not just today, but like 2 weeks ago.
I mean,
It
it's
feels
incredible.
really. We feel very fortunate, man.
We're trying to make up for lost time. So,
Good.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
You did.
For sure.
We'll hook you
Thank
up.
you.